Well, I think we have everything we need for another episode of Eatin' Ass Podcast. This is Lauren.
Hello.
You're like, I'm the ass. And I'm like, and I'm the tongue. And I'm Joshua. And I'm the tongue.
Hello.
You do sound like a little butthole when you do that.
That's the sound of a coughing
A
butthole.
little coughing butthole. Well, it's another week, another episode of Working Crass Podcast, and we're here to talk about all the horse shit going on in the world and in our lives. And this week we have, this week is no exception, okay? There's a lot of horse shit going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to cover it because we're journalists.
Mm-hmm.
That's what being a podcaster means. It means journalist.
Well, it means making up for the lack of work that journalists are doing.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're journalists.
Yeah.
People should
We're picking up the slack, Joshua.
You're telling me that people should listen to Working Crass Podcast and take us for our word.
I'm saying that if people are still reading the New York Times and not tuning into the Working Crass Podcast,
They're not getting the full story. They're just not getting the full story. That's very true.
Exactly.
I always say there's news, which is just like what happened, and then there's Tucker's opinion on the news, right? And that's what I want to know. Like, somebody will tell me, did you hear about the train derailment? I go, I haven't looked into that yet because I don't know what Tucker thinks yet. My man, Tucker C. I need to know what Tucker C thinks about the train derailment. Then I can form my opinion on the news. Some people, they just watch what happened. They go, the train was derailed. There was toxic chemicals. They were released. And they go, that sounds bad. And I go, I don't know if it sounds bad yet. Tucker hasn't told me if it sounds bad or not. I need to know Tucker's take.
Yeah.
If I don't have Tucker's take, then I don't know the news.
See,
I need Tucker's take.
See, I instead of Mr. C, I turn it into Senor Lemon.
Oh, Senor Lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Don Lemon.
Mm-hmm.
The Don.
Mm-hmm.
The Don.
I go to the Don and
Because here's the news for the day. You want to hear the news for the day, I hear. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. You ask me for the news.
I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse about the news.
So, folks, if you're listening out there and you listen to the news and you know pay attention to what's going on in the world, don't forget to get Tucker's take or the Don's take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't forget to get somebody else's opinion before you form your opinion on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't just be taking in you're just a stupid idiot. You like everyone needs to. This is what most people don't know. It's like we're all stupid idiots.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just take the information that the train derailed and it released toxic chemicals. We
And
can't.
we're all mutants now.
We're all mutants now. Yeah, it's like don't decide if that's good or bad that you're a mutant now. Don't decide. That's not for you to decide. It's for the people who have been elected to positions of power within the media.
And it's really just a matter of whether being a mutant is good for getting votes or not. At the end of the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like if being
What does
a
Mr. Lemon think? What does Monsieur Lemon think?
that mutant rights.
Being a mutant is
being mutant is a privileged class.
It is. It's a privileged class.
It's a privileged class.
Compared to who? Where does it go? Mutants, black people, Mexicans, the LGBT community.
I think so.
Like mutants are up there. Mutants get a little more privilege.
Mutants get all the privilege.
Jesus, wow. I would venture to say Monsieur Lemon is a little racist. Just putting mutants above all of the other. I don't know. Mutants to me, they're down there. Okay, they're low down. But I don't know my opinion on it. I speak I speak uninformed. Okay, because I don't know Tucker's take. Once I get Tucker's take, I'll come back to you and I'll let you know how I feel about mutants. Does Tucker like the mutants? Does Tucker hate the mutants? Does he think that they're better than blacks, Mexicans, and LGBTQ community?
I mean, it's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up. What do you think Tucker's take is?
What do I think Tucker's take is? That the mutants are being funded by George Soros.
I mean, that still makes them privileged. Still makes them way more privileged than everybody else if they're being funded by George Soros.
Exactly.
So I guess Tucker and Don Lemon.
They're all saying the same thing.
They're all saying the same thing. And that is, we got to get these mutants out of here. We got to send these mutants back where they came from. We got to get the mutants out of this country.
We gotta pass some anti-mutant legislation.
These mutants, they're bad for business. Anyway.
We gotta break a few of these mutant kneecaps.
We need a little more mutants swimming with the fishes, if you know what I mean.
We gotta send them a message, boys.
Oh, my God. Well, if you're a mutant and you're just now tuning in, welcome to Working Crass Podcast.
The best mutant news on the internet.
The only place for mutants to get their news. I thought this story was really funny when I came across it on my Google recommended articles. I don't know if anybody else is getting their news or articles from Google Chrome's recommended articles, but that's where I get a lot of mine. And when I saw this, I said, this is for me. School suspends boy after finding his mom's OnlyFans account. Now, let's start off. I don't think the boy should have been suspended. I think he should have been promoted to the next grade. If I was this boy's teacher, I wouldn't even bring it up to anyone else. I would go, hey, I'd like to have a parent-teacher conference if you wouldn't mind. I'm sorry to do this, but I need your mom to come in. I got to talk to her about your performance lately. Hey, I saw your mom as an OnlyFans. Does she have like a discount for your son's for her son's teacher?
The teacher's just calling up the mom for just opinions on just anything. They're like, what is 5 times 5? I don't know. Let's call your mom and find out. Let's see what she thinks.
Let's ask her what she thinks. Kid's like, no. What did I do wrong? I'm like, nothing. Look, I think you need to play better with the other boy.
1 jug plus 2 jugs equals, let's ask your mom.
All right. I forgot what I was going to say. I was telling the boy that I think you just need to play better with the other boys at recess. Mm-hmm. And also that your mom needs to do more butt stuff on her OnlyFans. Mm. Those are my 2 suggestions. Play a little better with the boys at recess. Tell your mom your teacher says to do a little more butt stuff on the OnlyFans. Tell your mom she'll make a little more money. And hey, it only behooves you, little Johnny, for your mom to make a little more money. You might get some more toys if you talk your mama into doing that little booty hole stuff.
If you want to take that C to a B,
then get her to
show that B on the camera.
Get her to show the B on the C, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. On the OF. Another day, another OnlyFans scandal. This time, OnlyFans star Sarah Blake Cheek is revealing her story in support of fellow creator and Florida mom Victoria Treese, who was banned from volunteering. Oh, just banned from volunteering at the school? That's like a perk. That's not a bad thing.
She's like,
you can't. Oh, damn! I can't volunteer at the school.
She's like,
oh shit! I can't chaperone. I guess I have to stay at home and make OnlyFans content and make $10,000 a day.
She figured out the
shit!
loophole.
I can't ride on the bus with all the kids and tell them all what to do. I gotta sit at home and flick my bean on camera. Oh man!
Yeah,
sorry.
She figured out the loophole.
She did. Earlier this year, 31-year-old Victoria Snooks Treese. That's a cool nickname. Hey, get Snooks in here.
Wasn't that a thing on South Park, though? A snook?
Oh, a snook in her snatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a explosive.
Yeah.
Maybe she's saying she's an explosive.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it. Does she look like a South Park fan to you? Hard to tell, right? You never know.
You never can tell.
Yeah. I just feel like you'd ask her, do you watch South Park? And she'd go, You have to go like, oh, you can't talk.
Why do you think she can't talk?
Well, the more attractive they are, the more they can't talk. Like, they can't, function in their brain. You know this, right?
Oh, I just assume that
the hotter a woman gets, the more she's just like, duh?
Oh, I assumed it was in reference to the more you stick things in your holes, you just can't
you
focus.
You lose brain cells? It's like smoking cigarettes?
No, I just think you lose focus. Like, you're, You're distracted.
Maybe, but Lauren, the hotter a girl gets, the dumber she gets. That's just like I think Einstein did that equation. Think he figured that out? I think that's basically what E equals MC squared is. The hotter a girl gets, the lower her intelligence gets. Because why would you need to be intelligent as a hot woman? What evolutionary purpose is there to be intelligent and hot? You're already hot. You're going to get everything you need.
To dominate the Marvel universe, I think. Is that not?
I guess. I'm just saying. The hotter girls that I've met, I usually can't keep a conversation with because they are stupid. They literally will just zone out and go, huh? You ever been, okay, let me ask you this. You ever been walking down, because you don't seem convinced yet, and
No,
I don't know what the fuck.
I'm not convinced.
You haven't seen, we're walking down Lincoln Avenue, there's a nightclub, and then all of the hot girls get kicked out, and do they seem like smart people? The hot girls getting kicked out of the nightclub?
Well, I don't know. I haven't given them an IQ test yet.
Okay, but the sounds that they're making, do they sound like the sounds that intelligent people make?
I mean, no, but sometimes I make really unintelligent sounds.
You are giving way too much credit to these whores, okay?
I don't think you're giving the whores enough credit.
I give them plenty of credit, okay? The whores are doing great work. That's the thing, is you don't understand. See, you value intelligence. These OnlyFans whores, they don't value. It's not intelligence that's being valued here.
I don't know.
It's tits and ass.
Some would say they're very intelligent.
I'm not
because
saying
they've figured
yes,
out an out.
You're correct. They figured out a business, and that's good. They figured out Boobie make dollar. That's very smart of them. They're very intelligent to figure out that butthole make money. Okay?
I think it was right after caveman figured out fire cook meat. They figured out Boobie make money.
Boobie make money. Stick hurt head. Boobie make money. Oh my God.
I think.
Wiener hurt butt. Anyway. Hurt butt make man happy.
I'm not saying that all OnlyFans creators are the epitome of intelligence, but I'm also...
That's all I'm saying, is that they're not the epitome of intelligence. I'm not saying they're all stupid, even though I literally said they're all stupid. Lauren, I'm not saying every OnlyFans girl is unintelligent, even though I literally said that word for word earlier in this podcast. Sure, there's probably millions of intelligent OnlyFans, attractive women. But it's more interesting for me to take a really hot take and say that there are none, because that gets us more views. And also, it's Tucker's take. That's the thing. It's Tucker told me that these OnlyFans girls are dumb, and so I have to portray that for other people.
Yeah, but see, Don Lemon, the Don.
Oh, what does Don say?
He told me that OnlyFans creators...
he told me
should be instructing.
Bitches get stitches.
He told me bitches get stitches, but also that OnlyFans creators should be teaching all of our college courses.
Oh, interesting.
They should be the next...
I haven't gotten the Don's take, and I usually don't go along with the Don's take because, sometimes Tucker's take is a little different, but for the sake of argument, let's take Mr. Lamont's take and say that these women are very intelligent.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
There's a future of intellectual discourse.
I'll take it until I say something else on the podcast that, implies that they're not. Anyway. Earlier this year, 31-year-old Victoria Snooks Treese announced that she would be taking action against Orange County Public Schools after she was no longer allowed to volunteer because of her OnlyFans account. In defense of Treese, Cheek revealed how she and her family were discriminated against when her son's school found out about her OnlyFans videos. So we're talking about two different OnlyFans girls here. We're talking about Treese, who's defending Cheek. Wait. Yeah. No.
What?
No. Cheek is defending Treese.
Cheek is defending.
Sarah Blake Cheek is a popular OnlyFans artist who's defending Victoria Snooks Treese.
Okay.
She's calling attention to this problem that we have in America, where these moms are getting, ostracized from their kids' schools because of their OnlyFans content. According to Cheek, who's this girl right here, she was forced to homeschool her 7-year-old after he was suspended when the school found out she was an OnlyFans model. She said, "My son was even suspended from school, and in trying to communicate with the principal, she refused to talk to me or give me a reason as to why he was being treated badly, simply because I did OnlyFans," she explained to the Star. Now, if the principal was a man, would he have refused to speak with her?
Depends.
Depends on the man.
Depends on the man. No, it depends on, does the man get his opinions about whether he should meet with her from the big T or the Don?
The Don. Yeah. That's true. That's really what it all comes down to. Are you on Team T
Or are you
or
on
Team Don?
And if the principal's on one or the other, it will impact his decision of whether to cast out the OnlyFans mom from the school.
You're right. That makes sense. Although I'd say if he's a man, maybe he's slightly more likely on either team to just say like, "Hey, your mom's an OnlyFans model? I'll talk to her." I think even if
Is talk in quotations, air quotes. I'll talk to her.
I'll talk to her. Yeah. I'll talk to her. Just send her on up here. I'll talk to her. Now, with Victoria Treese's story making waves, Cheek decided to share her story and wants to end the unjust treatment for moms who make this content for a living. When Victoria's story hit, I messaged her because she had found an attorney willing to take us on an OnlyFans case. Cheek said, "I had a similar situation with being banned from my kids' football organizations because I did OnlyFans." How do you get banned from a football organization? I feel like that's the other one that's like, number one, all of the guys in that organization are going to be like, "Yeah, we want her to stay." As a matter of fact, we all want our wives to leave. All the other kids' moms need to get. This kid's mom stays. We need a cheerleader.
She defiled the mascot, Joshua.
In one of her videos, she like fucks the mascot.
She put the football in an unholy place.
In an unholy hole. That's crazy. They erased me from my kids' lives and humiliated me for what I did in private by exposing that secret. I don't really think that a kid should be like suspended from school for any action of the mother, even if the mom's a murderer. I think the kid needs to be allowed to go to school.
You don't believe that we should follow the North Korean tradition of guilt by association?
No, I don't think so. Even no matter how much you don't dislike or disagree with like OnlyFans.
I think we should follow North Korea's motto and punish 8 generations of this person's family for having been an OnlyFans star.
Yunmi Park is going to be on every podcast after this, being like, "OnlyFans is is special. Everybody needs OnlyFans." I see.
OnlyFans is freedom.
I see scary similarities between North Korea and America. You don't like OnlyFans. You're not sex positive. Cheek went on to add that she hopes Treese ends up getting justice for all the moms who do OnlyFans, but only time will tell if things go her way legally. I feel like it's probably illegal for, I guess most notably a pair of former teachers were banned from the platform after they filmed content inside schools. A big violation. Okay, now there you go. That's illegal. That's not right. Like that you can ban the teachers that did that for.
But again, if those teachers had children that went to that school, the children should not be banned from the school.
I know. Yeah, absolutely. 100% the children shouldn't be banned from the school. And whatever OnlyFans did a video where teachers are having sex inside of a school, that's awful. What's that called? Which OnlyFans is that? What account? That's horrible. Which account did it? How much is their monthly subscription fee? Does it exceed $20? Because I can't afford any more than that. Anyway, I thought that was wild.
It is wild.
And if we have a child, I don't want them to be suspended because of Working Crass podcast, but that's always a reality. It could happen. If we keep these online forever, then we have a child and we send them to school. They go, I saw your parents on this podcast.
Well, I'm primarily doing this podcast so that I can get out of, the PTA volunteer bake sales and all that other crap.
In reality, what's going to happen is the parents are going to listen to Working Crass podcast and we go, we need them on our on our PTA.
We need them to be principal of the school.
We need them to be the chaperone at the next field trip. They're going to be they're going to be chaperones on the field trip to the Tolerance Museum because they need a visit too. But no, I think, if we have a kid and, their school finds out about our podcast, I hope that they at least subscribe and hit the notification button. Anyway, you found this one on this website called Ravishly, which you said doesn't exist anymore.
I don't think it does, because it looks like at least what I was seeing was a lot of stuff seemed to stop in 2020. So I don't know how active this site is.
Well, so this one's a little old, but we thought that it was a good thing to talk about.
But it's like it's an evergreen. It's an evergreen article.
Absolutely.
So,
and this article says, politics can and should ruin friendships. And you got this great picture here of this lady grabbing this other lady's tit. Like, stop your tit right there. I like how they're dressed in red and blue too, just kind of, but they both are wearing fedoras for some reason. Which really describes this for me. People who follow politics, whether you're on the right or the left, if you care about it so much you're going to argue with your friends, you're both fedora wearing dorks.
Yeah.
Just stop that tit right there. I'm going to have to stop your tit right there. She really does look like she's grabbing onto her tit. And this lady's like, hey, what are you, fagoli? Hey, get your head on straight. Haven't you heard the Don? You're not supposed to go around grabbing tits.
We don't do that here.
Come on, toots. Let go of my tits. You're going to let politics ruin our friendship? Seriously? Whenever anyone asks me this question, my answer is always the same. Absolutely. In a heartbeat and without a single ounce of regret. This sounds like a great friend. Let me tell you right now. Anyway, see what's just politics to you actually affects other people's lives. To claim that something is just politics is to point out how much privilege you have, either systematically or incidentally. You are either a white guy who, at the end of the day, really doesn't have to worry about whether or not women get equal pay, or black boys are shot for buying Skittles and wearing hoodies. For you, it's just a conversation. As a woman and a queer person trying to navigate Trump's America, it's my life, and I have plenty to be afraid of.
I like that she just assumes that the only people who will disagree politically with them are white guys.
Yeah, the only guys that disagree politically are white guys. There's absolutely nobody else on the other side of the politics other than just white guys. It's just you against white guys. Did you know that? It's the world against white guys. It's just a white guy's world, and we're all living in it.
She never did say, she said you're either a white guy who blah, 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 but she never said, or you're...
Nope.
What else?
You're a white guy.
That's it. You're either a white guy or a white guy.
Or a white guy.
Interesting.
I love this. This first little interaction. This is clearly something that she gets a lot, right? She gets this a lot from people, and this is why she has no friends and has to write for Ravishly.
Yeah.
She has to write instead of texting her friends like, "Hey, do you want to go out for a drink?" She writes, "What's politics to you actually affects other people's lives."
And they're like, "You know what? I'm sorry I asked."
Yeah, exactly. You're going to let politics ruin our friendship? Seriously? Absolutely. In a heartbeat and without a single ounce of regret. I'd be like, okay, bitch. Right? It's like a rude thing to say to someone who was just your friend a moment ago. That makes you a snake. You understand? Like when people call other people a snake, that's exactly 110% what makes you a snake.
Mm-hmm.
is that you let petty things ruin friendships.
It's not.
You end friendships, you end your relationships with people over petty arguments. That's what makes you a snake.
It's not petty, Joshua. It affects lives.
It doesn't, and
like
everyone
my
knows it.
life.
Your life is no different under Trump's America than it was Biden's America. There's literally no difference. Other than under Biden's America, guarantee you got less money. Like all of us, guarantee you're a little more poor.
But let me just tell you, that's not Biden's fault. That's Trump's fault.
That's Trump's fault, actually.
Actually, that's Trump's fault.
Actually.
Actually.
When you had more money under Trump, that was Obama's fault. And now that you have less money under Biden, that's Trump's fault. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
I've never been one to keep my opinions to myself. Maybe that's why you don't have friends. But something about growing up in a conservative patch of Texas taught me to keep a lid on what. Sorry. Taught me to keep a lid on a lot of what I was thinking and feeling. I guess related to her here for a moment because she's from a conservative patch of Texas, which, so am I. I've been through several conservative patches of Texas, born and raised. And so I understand when you're in Texas, it's very, very easy to just become very, I don't know, skeptical of anything right wing because you see, I've been saying this and you disagree with me. I said the dumbest right wingers live in Texas. You said the dumbest ones might live in Tennessee or Louisiana. I say Texas because in Texas you're dumb, but you're proud to be dumb. It's a Texas pride to be dumb, and dumb and conservative. If it's for a conservative viewpoint, then God damn it, I'm proud of it. If I think it's conservative or if I think it's Christian and good, then I'm proud to have it. And I don't care who's offended about it.
And yeah, I will get rid of friends who won't let me revel in my pride.
When my friend says, you're going to ruin our relationship over you saying the N-word,
I say absolutely.
You're going to seriously end our friendship over your ability to say the N-word? Absolutely. I have a right. My ability to say the N-word affects my life.
You don't know what it's like trying to navigate Trump's America.
You don't have any idea what it's like. I live it every single day trying to say the N-word. Everyone's trying to stop you. Everyone's saying, shut your mouth, you can't say that. I live in Texas. I should be allowed to say it. Anyway. She said living in Texas taught her to keep a lid on a lot of what she was thinking and feeling. Not entirely, and certainly not enough by the standards of a lot of people I grew up around, but much more frequently than any of my California friends would be willing to believe. After I moved, I became more aggressively myself on social media. I remember making a Facebook post about how it's impossible for someone to be racist against white people, and an old friend of mine from Texas flipped her lid. She insisted that you could be, in fact, that she was a victim of racism, and I knew exactly what it was like to be discriminated against. And knew exactly what it was like to be discriminated against. That's funny that, her whole thing is I've never been one to keep my opinions to myself. I post things on Facebook that make a lot of my friends angry. A lot of people from Texas. Somebody even commented on my thing. This is another thing that we've talked about before on this podcast is people who have to go write an article about their post that they made on Facebook and the comments that they got on it. That's sad. That's so sad.
But also to not see how if the tables are turned and somebody from the opposite end of the political spectrum as herself, if they're posting things on social media, they get also a huge amount of backlash too. That's what social media is designed for, is to get people heated from one side or the other.
Absolutely.
Because all of those rage bait posts go straight to the top.
Exactly. No matter what side. It doesn't. The algorithm does not care if you're right wing or left wing. The algorithm cares if you're going to piss off one of the other side. The algorithm cares who will this piss off. And
the fact that you are willing to sacrifice friendships because they don't adhere to exactly the same things that you do ideologically
makes you a snake.
It makes you a snake, but it also makes you dumb because that's exactly what people at the elite want, because if
Mhm,
we're to
mhm.
ever like band together and go, okay, let's put that as we differ over how to achieve what we want, but at the end of the day we all kind of want the same thing. We want people to live better lives.
Yep.
We
Yep.
just differ in how we go about doing that. If you were to come together on that and put aside like the team sports aspects of politics,
Mhm.
the people at the top, the elite, would be shitting their pants.
Exactly. Exactly. They couldn't just,
It's
follow their
it's
corporate interests blindly
yeah, it's
anymore.
way easier to keep you controlled and in a constant state of
When you're writing articles about your Facebook posts and the people that commented on them.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's way easier to do that when you're divided than when we're united. So
Now, I've run into plenty of people who mix up the words racism and bigotry. Overt racism isn't popular anymore, and subtle racism is easy to slip into. It's an honest mistake and one easily corrected. If the person listening, okay, so now she's just using her article to like have the argument from her Facebook post.
well, she didn't get a chance to do that on Facebook, so
Mhm.
she was like, I'm gonna
Now, let me
own
tell you why
now.
in that Facebook situation, I was right.
Yeah. I didn't actually get to say all this because people just stopped talking to me on Facebook, but this is what I would have said.
Oh, this is so gross. She's, right before she blocked me, she said, "You used to be so much nicer. California's changed you." Nope and yep. California changed me, but niceness has nothing to do with it. I just refuse to put up with your casual Southern bigotry anymore. Ugh. This is like moving from Texas to Chicago 100%. This is exactly some of the people that we've met, I'm telling you.
And it's all just like wanting to rebel against the place that you came from. You know?
Yep. I lost another friend when I made a post about how queer allies didn't deserve cookies for meeting the bare minimum standards of human decency. So this is just like a list of her Facebook posts that made people mad. Here's all the friends I lost over my Facebook posts. This is so sad. I kind of feel bad making fun of this person, but not because they're kind of the cause of this type of thing. Like, this is a snake.
Yeah,
This is a snaky person, and they support being a snake, and they support other people being snakes. These are the people that abandon their families.
Yeah.
These are the people that cut out their parents out of their lives. I'm not for that. I think that that's a horrible thing to do. It's a horrible thing to do to your parents who like given you more than anything that you could ever imagine. Like
if you're only cutting them out purely for
politics.
they don't share your politics.
Yes, if you're cutting them out for like abuse, then yes, that makes sense. If
Right,
you're cutting them out, but and let me say physical abuse. Okay?
Yeah.
There's a certain level of emotional abuse that I guess I would be okay with you cutting your parents out, but it's a lot. It has to reach a lot. And people will just say, oh,
well,
they got mad sometimes, and so that was emotional abuse. And
well,
so
there's certain people who will go, oh, you don't share my politics. That is emotional abuse.
That's emotional abuse. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll down because I just did a quick like scan of this. This is all her Facebook posts and the people that replied to them. This is all rehashing arguments that you had on Facebook that you lost, and now you have to come to this article to write your argument for them. Anyway, at the end, she goes, "So hell yes, I will end relationships over politics. When your politics are so toxic they make the lives of me and people like me more difficult or even possible, you're a garbage human being. And frankly, I don't make friends with dumpsters." Okay, you're the dumpster. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't feel bad for her anymore. I feel bad for her every single little moment. But look, this is what snakes do. You're like
they pull at your heartstrings. They pull at they make you feel for them, and then they bite you in the ass.
Absolutely.
They bite you in the ass.
I'm a big fan of loyalty, and you are too.
Me, yeah.
Being loyal to your friends. If you have a friend out there that you disagree with, it's your responsibility as a friend. If you've called them a friend and they believe that they're your friend, you have a responsibility to bring up to them when you're upset with them or when you disagree with them to the point where it would end your friendship. And if you're just cutting those people out of your life immediately for disagreeing with you, then you have shown no effort to continue being their friend and no effort to understand their side. And that just makes you a dictator. It just makes you a snake. It means that your self-interest is more important to you than the interest of keeping a relationship or maintaining a relationship between two people. It's like somebody who enters a relationship, like a romantic relationship, and their interests are way more important than the other person's interest. It's never going to work out.
Yeah.
Like, you're a selfish person.
Yeah.
I just think if you consider somebody a friend and you disagree with them to the point where you think you should end your friendship, it needs to be a conversation and not an argument.
Yeah.
And you need to be open to being wrong.
Yeah.
You have to be open to being wrong. That's just a grown-up adult thing. You have to be open to being wrong.
Yeah.
It's a baby who gets told that they're wrong and cries about it.
Yeah. And a snake baby.
A snake baby. A snake baby. But I just think, that's part of growing up and being an adult, is understanding that you will be wrong sometimes. You have been wrong, and people have the right to point that out, and especially your friends. They're the only people who should be able to point that out to you. Don't you think?
Actually, all of my friends should think exactly the way I do and share all of my beliefs.
That's the other thing.
And affirm everything I think
Oh
at
my God.
all times.
That's the other thing. Okay, like, let's say, like, I don't want friends that just agree with me all the time. That sounds boring as shit.
I want a bunch of yes men. That's what
Again,
I want.
a dictator, a snake. That would be so boring. You know how boring it is? I mean, it's a big reason why we don't, like, hang out with people in the improv community here, It's like everyone we've met so far is incredibly interested in politics and politics above everything else, and isn't willing to have that conversation with you that they disagree with you. And they're all snakes. They will literally just stop talking to you when they find something out about you, or stop talking to you when they found out you read a book.
Like, I would still be this person's friend if they were, like, had completely radical politics to mine. I would still be their friend, but I wouldn't be their friend if they're actively going around cutting people out of their lives that they disagree with, because that just signals to me that I'm going to have to censor myself around you. I'm never going to be able to be honest about what I think about anything, because it will just upset you too much.
And that's not because I'm right-wing. It's just because you are a totalitarian in what you believe.
Exactly.
You have no wiggle room for anything that you believe.
Yeah.
And that is a dictatorship. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I want a variety of friends. I want friends that believe that I want friends that follow Tucker's Take, and I want friends that follow the Dawn.
Yeah.
I want a variety.
You need a little bit of both. It's like you got to have a buffet of opinions to
absolutely.
choose from.
And look, when I
want my friendships to feel like I'm at the Golden Corral, and I'm just surrounded by a sea of options.
And you get a spoon, you go a little bit of that, and a little bit of that,
and
with a little bit of gravy on top.
And you're like, that might be pork, but it might not be, but I'm going to try it anyway.
Exactly. And that's how you form your own opinions, too. But I think I want a variety, because you don't want it to get too saturated either, right? When we moved here, a lot of the people that we were hanging out with and talking to were so far left that they all sounded like if you get in a room with all of them, they all just agree with each other for like an hour. They literally will say, "Oh, did you see this? Yeah, it reminded me, Trump's so bad." And then they would all go, "Yeah, Trump's bad. Yeah, Trump's so bad. Yeah, Trump's bad. Yeah, oh, I agree. Trump's so bad." And then somebody would be like, "Is Trump bad, though?" And they go, "Yeah, Trump's bad. Don't say that. That's bad. Trump's bad. Don't ask." And it's like...
And then they stop...
I find myself yearning for someone to go, "The Earth's flat, right?" I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Finally, someone interesting. Someone with something to say." I don't agree with them. I don't agree that the Earth is flat. But, oh, thank God. Finally, somebody who's not going, "Trump's bad, Yeah. Trump's bad. Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know that Trump's bad?
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard? Trump's bad." Oh, it's so bad.
It's like the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witness when they come to your door and they're like, "Have you heard the word of Jesus Christ?
Have you heard? Trump's bad." "Excuse me, sir. Hello. I just wanted to spread the word of Trump's bad. I just wanted to know if you had a minute to talk about how Trump sucks." Do you have a minute? I just wanted to talk about how Trump is gay.
Hello.
Oh, whoops. I didn't mean that.
I'd like to give you this pamphlet that talks to you about how Trump is bad, and you could be saved by believing in Trump is bad.
The only way to be saved is by believing that Trump sucks.
Don't you want your eternal soul to be saved?
Oh my God. Anyway, moving on here. Before we move on, I do want to say thank you very much for listening to Working Crass Podcast. And thank you for all of you who tuned into our live stream. It was a lot of fun. That is now up on the as an episode, as the previous episode. So go check it out if you didn't get a chance. Yeah, some more exciting things coming in the future. Keep an eye out on our Instagram for announcements of anything. That's where I will make any kind of announcement of anything that we're doing. That is Instagram. We are at Working Crass Pod. We're at Working Crass Pod on everything. So go find us there.
Go find us. Go find us, or you will no longer be our friend.
We won't be friends anymore. So I saw this thing. And
oh God!
It made me very happy. It made me laugh very hard. And that's because it made me very hard.
Yeah.
So this is, you go to a sperm bank and you donate your sperm,
yeah,
right?
I know what that's like.
I did have friends in college that did go do that for money.
Yeah.
And I considered it a lot. I knew exactly where the place was to do it. And I thought about it all the time, like, because I was poor and I needed money. I was like, maybe I could go do that. But I never did it because I always felt weird about it. And the thing that made me feel weird about it is, like, I don't want to go into, like, a clinical doctor environment and go into a room and, like, yank my chicken, jerk my dirt.
Rubbed a nub.
Rub a nub. Exactly. I didn't want to go rub my nub in a doctor's office.
Yeah.
And alone in a room, and people are waiting on me to be finished, and I have to deliver it in a cup afterwards. It's just like it's not there. It doesn't create a mood, you know.
And like the feeling that the nurse or the doctor would walk in on you at any time, and that would totally, it would soften the nub.
That might
harden the
That
nub.
might harden the nub. Now that you say that.
That might stiffen the nub.
Now that you say that, I need to go find the closest sperm donor. I think I got a nub ready to go.
The thrill.
But so they introduced this machine in some of these offices that assists men who are a little more nervous just using their hand, right? This machine will help you get you there, if you know what I mean. That's right. So I'll read the captions on this video as we go here.
Can you describe what this device looks like for those listening?
Well, I guess we will. Let's get through it. It should kind of describe a little bit in the video here.
Okay.
There's some words that don't get read aloud that I'll read out loud.
I'm sorry. I just got so excited.
I got so excited to describe this jerking off machine. And you know what? That's really all we need to say to describe it. It looks like a jerking off machine.
Instead of a Zamboni, it's a Hamboni.
All right, here we go. This automated sperm extractor machine helps donors who are too embarrassed to masturbate in hospitals. The Jingsu Sanhui Medical Science and Technology Center invented this machine to help male patients extract sperm for donation and medical analysis without stimulating themselves manually. The Chinese company says the hands-free device replicates a human vagina.
So literally, this is just a fleshlight on the end of an animatronic stick that just goes over your member.
Kind of. It's more like it's not a fleshlight, an auto blow. It's more like an auto blow.
Oh,
a fleshlight is manual. A fleshlight I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that a fleshlight you kind of hold and you use it, right? These are more like an auto blow. You just insert the penis and the machine does all the work for you.
Yeah.
Now, it says that it replicates a vagina in terms of temperature, wetness, and amount of light. So, and this is my question. What is the amount of light that a vagina emits? I get temperature and wetness, but amount of light?
Well,
now, how much light does your vagina emit?
I would like to think that my vagina is kind of like the sun.
Your vagina is my shining light. My bright and shining sun. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when my nub's hard.
I'd like to think of my vagina as a solar flare.
Damn. Damn, that vagina bright.
You do have
Get
to
your sunglasses. Get your shades, children. She got a bright ass pussy walking over there.
My vagina will cause skin cancer.
Damn.
If you look
Get out your SP40. That pussy's bright.
don't look directly into it, it'll give you cataracts.
Oh my God. Anyway. The device also has adjustable height, speed, and force to mimic sexual intercourse. Videos of the machine have gone viral. Of course they have. With one clip racking up more than 4 million views.
Hold on. Is that not a child's hand?
That's like a little boy putting his finger in it.
Yeah.
Hey, 4 million views, though. Every pedophile's like, yeah.
Okay, you asked what the OnlyFans mom, what the son is going to be doing if they get kicked out of school because of her OnlyFans career.
Testing the masturbation machine.
I think that's that's where he will do his the rest of his schooling will be in the laboratory experimenting on the sperm extraction machine.
Oh my God.
And it's just going to be him sticking his hand and his fingers up in there.
All right, day 1 of homeschooling. Fuck toy 101. Here's the thing. I got these machines. They fuck me automatically. I need you to test one out. I need you to feel it for temperature, wetness, and amount of light. Make sure it's got the right amount of light. With one clip racking up more than 4 million views. That's crazy. And leaving some people confused and amused. The sperm extractor was introduced to Chinese hospitals in 2010 during years of government calls for more sperm donors. The government's like, we need more sperm. Dr. Li Siming of Shanghai Pudong Hospital says the machine is more efficient than masturbation. And he goes, trust me, way more efficient.
It gives you just the right amount of light.
The doctor goes, I tested this thing for months. I tested it for hours at a time. Trust me, it's more efficient than masturbation. It makes you come harder. But cannot exactly simulate a human vagina. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a brain or thoughts or emotions at all. It's not like a human vagina. It can't talk to you.
It won't cuddle you after.
Making it extremely better than the human vagina.
It doesn't nag.
This machine doesn't nag once. Here, scoot a little closer to me. Thank you. All right. The device may not fit as well when compared to human beings. After all, it is made out of plastic and metal, says Li Siming, doctor of Pudong Hospital. The company sells approximately 10...
Doctor, what hospital? Pudong?
Pudong! Of course it is.
I mean, that would be the best name for that hospital if this is what they're making.
You want to look at how the machines are stacked up right next to each other like urinals. You just stand next to another guy who's getting it off and maybe you hold hands with the guy next to you. Or it's like a urinal. You know, if you look down at the other guy, he's like, quit looking. The company sells approximately 10,000 machines every year. Half of them to hospitals and half of them to single guys.
And
half of them to Josh of Working Crass podcast. I almost threw my last name in.
See, this is
there.
why we need to start the Patreon, to start getting incomes to support Josh's habit. We have
all we need is $10,000 a month so that I can buy myself one of these Japanese auto blows.
Chinese,
sorry. I'm sorry.
One of these.
Oh, fuck.
One of these Pudong machines.
Join our Patreon at the Pudong level. You get a bonus episode every week, and I get my dick wet. For $13,000 each. Holy shit. The company has sold the device to clinics in the U.S., Germany, Russia, and France. A portable sperm extractor could be the next device.
Could be the next device for what?
A portable sperm extractor? Isn't that...
Oh, because the one they made is not portable.
It stays there, but, you know...
Oh, I see what they're saying.
A portable one exists. There's quite a few different brands of portable ones. I can tell you that right now. All you need to do, I would say all you need to do is go to adamandeve.com if you need a portable sperm extractor, but they don't sponsor this podcast.
Will a portable sperm extractor be like the next like PC term for woman or man?
Yeah, I was about to say, I married a portable sperm extractor.
Because
she's a good woman. I mean, extractor.
Like that's just how we're going to refer to all people.
Do you take this portable sperm extractor to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. And do you take this man?
Do you take this portable sperm extractor to be
It's just two. Oh, man. In the near future. Okay, that's what it's saying. Now, that looks fun. It just looks fun. If you had a wiener, would you try it?
Yeah.
I'd be a little afraid it would like clamp down, rip it off.
Yeah, but you want to do it just to say that you've done it.
That had my penis ripped off?
Yeah.
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 You're right, I do want to do that.
Like if there's no risk of your penis being ripped off, I mean, what's the point?
Oh, man. I'd want to do like a Johnny Knoxville bad grandpa thing where I put a fake penis in it that's real stretchy, and I look at the other guys next to me and I pull it out like it stretches real long, and I go, ah! When it gets ripping my dick off.
Yeah, or they would totally do one where it's just you're stuck inside.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, ah,
and it's spurting blood like out the side.
Yes.
Honestly, that would
great.
be pretty funny.
That'd be great.
Poondong Hospital, if you're in the market for some pranksters to make some prank videos with your machines, hit up the Working Crass podcast.
We've done really good work with sperm extraction, but we need to get into pranks.
Prank videos as a marketing. Now it might not boost your sales.
I think that these sperm extractors, in a way, they look very mechanical and very technical, but the design of it's art. It's art.
Well, what comes out of you is art.
Well, that too. The process of getting it out of you is art. It's all art. But the way they design the machines, it's very sleek. It's artistic. There's an artist behind that machine, There's an artist behind every invention. And art is very important. It's something that I support art. Do you support art?
I support art.
I like to think that this podcast is art in a way, right? It is just an expression of ourselves in a funny manner. It's art, just like comedy or, anything else. It's all art.
It's art. It's art. You could hang Working Crass podcast on the wall.
You could.
You could put us in a frame and hang us on the wall.
I didn't say it was visual art necessarily, but yes. Yeah, you could. If that was art to you, then I recommend hanging it on the wall, If it's art to you to listen to it, then I recommend that you listen to it. But art comes in many different forms, and one of those forms...
If it smells good, is that also art?
It's an aroma. It's an artistic aroma. Sure. People who create...
Because I've heard that the people who go into Poondong Hospital, the aromas that come out of that facility and those machines...
They replicate vaginas?
Art.
Like, P.U.
But it's art. It's art. The fact that they could get it
you're right.
on point.
They could get the exact stink.
The exact smell.
The exact stink.
Yeah.
Well... Another thing that is art is theater. Theater is a very popular form of art, and I found perhaps the only piece of theater that I would like to really go see.
Yeah.
And I hope that you'll go with me. We got to find tickets as soon as possible. This is happening at National Theatre. I don't know where this is. I think this is in the UK because they're all British. This is a play about, and a very technology-based play about cell phones and the danger of cell phones. And there's some music behind it too, so pay attention to the subtitles here as we go through
Okay.
it. We'll pause it a couple times.
I got my first phone when I was in year 7. I got his reward of finishing the Quran.
122 on that.
Am I the only one who doesn't like that? See, if you think about things like that too much, it can like really get to your head.
Sometimes at night, just to take pictures, I do my makeup, just for a picture.
I think girls take it a bit more deeper than boys.
I have the most followers out of my friends, apart from Lola. But Lola looks like a model.
It's like this pressure to look like Gigi Hadid. And it's hard because, like, I don't. And, like, no one does.
Twitter, I posted something on.
Can you pause it? Why does it feel like none of them really know their line? Like they're struggling to get out their lines.
Well, that's the thing is and this is a very progressive play, Lauren. So you don't hire the person who can present their lines the best. Because that means that you picked
Oh.
over somebody who struggles to get their lines, and somebody who can get their lines out like perfectly, they have privilege over those who can't.
Oh,
You need to hire people who struggle with their lines a little bit.
I see.
That's how you're going to get the best performance out of these people.
Because it's like, I want to post it.
But
A
There's-
picture. A picture. Yeah, a picture. What was it?
but I don't
A picture.
a picture. Yeah, you'll see that a few more times in here where they
It's just very
start and stop a little bit.
Yeah, it just felt like did they just forget what they were going to say?
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean that happens to me all the time on the podcast where I thought of something to say and then as soon as I'm speaking it
yeah,
completely fizzles out.
yeah.
as it did right
as it
then.
did right then.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how much that happens to me.
It happens to me all the time. Sometimes I think of something to say, and then as I go to say it,
Yeah.
say it out loud.
And that's why I would never do theater. I would
But
never
how
be in a
how
play. No, that's not true. I have been in some plays.
how incredible is the dialogue in this, and to just. Everyone expects me to look like Gigi Hadid, but like I don't, and like no one does. Just groundbreaking stuff, Lauren. Did you know? Lauren, did you know our phones are bad? Did you know Trump's bad?
Would you like to see this pamphlet that tells you how your soul can be saved if you just say that Trump is bad and phones are bad?
Phones are bad. Hey, phones are bad. This is a group of people hanging out. Phones are bad. Yeah, I agree. Phones are bad. Phones suck. Yeah, phones are bad. But are phones really bad? Yes, and don't say they're not.
But like, are we gonna give up using our phones?
Oh, ooh, interesting.
No,
Deep.
because I need my phone to say that Trump is bad.
That's the other thing about this play. It's so deep. You
It
know?
is very deep.
Very deep.
I can't tell. Is this a song or is this like spoken word?
Lauren. It's
It's art. You're not
it's
supposed
art.
to know what it
It's
is.
art.
It can be
It's
whatever you want it
art.
to be.
Quit asking what it is. It's art, baby.
Quit trying to put it in a box.
It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be good. It's art.
It is everything and nothing.
On that, yeah. Your phone is like heroin right now. The fix.
I got 19 likes on that.
Facebook, sometimes scroll through the feed when you're on the loop.
82 on that.
See, they just give it to people with Tourette's,
Yeah.
and they can present the dialogue, no problem.
But maybe it's an artistic choice where they
I
were like,
think
we
it
want to
is.
we want to show that phones like rot your brain.
We want to show that phones give you social anxiety and cause you to misspeak often. If that's what they're doing, then that actually, Lauren, is pretty deep.
And that's pretty smart.
That's actually like art because they're like stuttering because their phones are making them bad at communicating. Actually. Wait, let's keep going.
Anytime I stutter
No,
on the podcast, I'm just gonna blame it on my phone.
I get depressed that I'm touching my pockets thinking where my phone is.
In the day, we're supposed to hand in our phones and then collect them at home time again. Like, obviously, like, no one does it. 120 on that.
I'm not tethered. Who would have thought that a phone could be so important in my generation? I feel like we're all
Who would have thought that, like, a phone could be so important? Who would have thought that, like, Trump would be, like, a bad president?
I did.
Who would have thought that in my generation things would happen?
Who would have thought that Poondong Hospital would invent a sperm extraction machine in my generation? I hope that's what their next play is about.
This is like everything that sums up like millennial and Gen Z culture is like, who would have thought that in my generation events would occur? Who would have thought that life would go on? When I was growing up, I thought all there was 80s and 90s. And now I found out there's a today. There's actually 80s and 90s stuff happening today.
Today. I will say that person delivered the best line read.
You're right, she did. She was the best performer,
Yeah.
but that's why they gave her the most crucial line of "Who would have thought?" I get the deepest lines because I'm the best at giving them. Oh my god.
Batshit. Or maybe it's FOMO culture. We're constantly seeing what everyone else is doing, so we want to be involved. So we never get a break.
Also, if I was at this show live, this would be me. I 100% guarantee. This would be me in the audience.
We're all batshit.
What are
Or
they
maybe it's
saying?
FOMO culture. We're constantly
What are
seeing
they
what everyone else is doing,
saying?
So we want to be involved. So we
I
never
can't hear them. Ugh. It's really bad to just have like this techno music behind all the dialogue, and like some of them speak to the rhythm of the song, like it's part of the song, and some of
Oh,
them
so it
are
is a
speaking-
song.
It's art, Lauren. It's art, Lauren.
get a break.
Sorry, the number you have reached is not in service.
And at the end, they should all like look at the camera and go, "Mind blown."
Yeah. And a giant microphone drops down from the ceiling onto the stage floor.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah, no, I really want to see this is by the National Theater. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see the National Theater's next play, which is going to be about the ramifications of an automatic sperm extraction machine.
who would have thought? In my generation, you could get your dick sucked by a mechanical vagina that replicates the temperature, the wetness, and the light of a vagina. Who would have thought in my generation they could capture the light in your vagina?
I'm too embarrassed to jerk myself off. So what I do, I gotta go to the hospital where they got the sperm extraction machines.
Anyway, wow,
Mm.
that's wild. What'd you learn today?
I learned that really I don't know how to feel about this play until I've determined what the Don or the Big T
Mm-hmm.
have thought about it first.
What's Tucker's take? What's Don Lemon's take?
And once I know what their takes on this play are,
then I
then
know
I'll
what to
know.
think.
Then I'll know what to think. Then I'll know if it's art or not.
You're like, I ask what'd you learn today. You're like, I don't know what I learned today. I need
I need somebody to tell me what I learned today.
I need Tucker to watch this episode of Working Crass podcast and then tell me what his take is on it, so I know what I learned today.
Yeah. That's what I learned.
Whatever Tucker learned today is what I learned today.
And whatever the Don learned is what I
you
learned today. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, today I learned that politics should ruin friendships. It can and should. It should. That was my other favorite part about this. We didn't really talk about the title very much, but politics can ruin friendships, sure, and should ruin friendships. Politics should ruin friendships. You should, in your friendship every single day, you should look for a place to insert your politics and find where the disagreement is so that you can shove your friend out. When you make a new friend, you should find the little thing that you don't like about them and stop being their friend right away.
And Poondong Hospital's like, if you want it, speaking of insertion, we've got a special machine just for you. You can put your politic right here.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.